everybody, to Pro League here live in the Nexon Arena. On Monday nights, we're about to jump into SBENU versus MVP. And after Samsung Galaxy Con sat Prime down and gave them a talking to.
Gave him a bit of a smack in the butt, man. It was a beatdown. This one should be a lot closer, a lot more excited for SBENU versus MVP, especially the first game. MMA versus GuMiho. It's going to be an explosive TVT. It's going to be so much fun. As we have a look at SBENU right now, a lot of hype behind these guys, even though they took a pretty bad loss last week to KT.
It's all good. They're coming back strong today, going up against MVP, a team who's not doing so well here in round 3, 1-2 with a -3 indicator. I think that sits them around 6th or 7th place.
Yeah, but you know they're on the path of righteousness right now, Valdez, because they beat CJ in their last match.
Oh my God, that's true. That's pretty insane.
They're making a comeback, man. They started off pretty poorly this season, but they came into MVP versus CJ, and they just looked like they had it all figured out. They had the snipe builds ready. Departure defeated CJ and Euro.
Yeah.
That in itself is insane. That is something I would never predict ever in my life. Even if someone had a gun to me and said, I will shoot you if you get this wrong.
That was like the most one-sided 6-0 caster prediction we've had so far ever.
Like I would get a tattoo with my prediction of CJ Hero defeating Departure any other day.
Yeah. No, it was pretty insane. They looked like the most prepared team last week, actually. And I think they'll be able to keep it up if they've got that kind of drive. You know, Choya was saying last time in the interview, he was like, you know, we just have to start practicing more. These guys can't let off the throttle because everybody is playing so well. The competition here is so fierce.
Absolutely right. You know, it's a very it's the hottest team league in the world by far.
Yeah.
And
no questioning that.
In the hottest region by far. I mean, like everything else, like they have to lift their game if they want to try and get somewhere. So I'm very excited to see what they have planned today because SBENU, obviously a bit of a lesser team than CJ. See if they can really figure out what they can do against SBENU and if they have some really nice snipe builds going on.
Yeah. Also, I think, you know, SBENU, we were talking about the hype. They did take that big loss to KT, but I think they're going to come around this week and try to put their all into this one, especially after noticing how well MVP played. They're definitely going to give it their all coming into this matchup. Here's the lineup once again.
Yep, MMA versus GuMiho, Jackji versus Panic, Dongregu versus Hero, and Bomber versus Seed. Should be pretty fun. All games, you know, got a lot of interesting players, a lot of old school players in them. Bit of nostalgia for each player, really. Jackji, one of the, one-time GSL winner once upon a time. Probably the least celebrated player to win a GSL, which is kind of sad.
It is very sad.
After he won it, he kind of vanished, essentially. Like, and then Dongregu, you know, he's been around forever. He used to be one of the hot shots. Fell off after a while, and then you got Bomber, who's always just done so well, and makes an appearance here and there and still wins stuff. So still a lot of fun seeing that guy.
Pretty much all these guys, you know, even Seed. You know, he wasn't like the most successful guy ever, but he's been around a long time. Also Liquid Hero, GuMiho, all these guys have just been around for so long.
Indeed, and here's the viewpoint into this one, Valdez. Jackji's debut match in Pro League. And first time Seed is playing since the first round. Wow, been a while.
Yeah, we really do not get to see this guy very often. I think the last time he came out, he got bopped too. So they were like, oh.
Trying to put you back away, like,
yeah,
this is kind of awkward.
Oh, he actually took 3 losses in round 1, so there you go.
Okay.
Kind of took a big step down. But guys, anyway, we're going to jump right now into our coach interview and see what they have to say.
먼저 이영석 감독님, 지난주 현성민 선수가 굉장히 좋은 경기를 펼쳤고 더군다나 김준호 선수를 잡아냈습니다. 하지만 오늘 엔트리에 저그가 없고 현성민 선수도 없습니다. 어떤 의도인가요?
You don't have a Zerg in your lineup, even though Departure was able to take out Hero last week. What do you have to say about that? He was the sniper for Hero, straight up. And he says he doesn't think he'll be able to defeat Hero ever again. That he was kind of lucky that one game, he says. Choya's words here. And even KT players held out for that matchup. So.
그리고 또 하나 질문이 있는데 스베누가
And
지금
he
굉장히
feels like
잘하고
SBENU
있잖아요.
is weak against Protoss
네.
players, so that's why he sent out a lot of Protoss players today.
네.
예상하셨는지 스베누가 이렇게 잘할 거라고.
일단 영입한 선수들이 다 한가닥 하던
Did you expect SBENU to do this well in Pro League?
네.
충분히 잘할 수 있을 거라 생각했어요. 솔직히
The players that came into the new team were very good in the old days, so he thought they were going to do better than last season.
그럼 앞으로도
He expected them to
이
defeat
끝나기 전까지
KT,
스베누는 이
but
수준을
they
유지할
lost to
것으로
KT,
보고
so that was
계신
kind of
건가요?
disappointing for
오늘
Choya.
저희한테 지면 불가능할 것 같고 만약에 저희 이긴다면 충분히
If they lose to us today,
생각되고 있어요.
알겠습니다.
He doesn't think they'll be able to make
감독이
playoffs,
확실하게 스베누를
but if they do get a win today
인정했어요.
against MVP,
그렇죠.
이선종
they
감독의
should be able to
약간의
make
미소가
it.
좀 남아있긴
And Legend
한데
doesn't look really happy about
이선종
that.
감독님
네, 안녕하세요.
스베누에 프로토스가 없다는 사실에 데이지 이정혁 선수가 고개를 떨군 장면 저희가 봤습니다.
So you guys don't have any Protoss player.
사실 엔트리
Are you guys weak against Protoss? How do you think about that?
이랑 메신저로 대화를 했었는데 제가
I talked to Choya
물어봤어요. 이거
after we
엔트리의
changed
결과에
entries.
그러니까 이렇게 나온 거에 대해서 몇 대 몇으로 생각하냐고. 그러니까 MVP
And he asked Choya
얘기했던 게 7대
what the score he
자기네가
expected.
7이고 저희가 3이라고 얘기를 하더라고요.
And Choya said
근데
he has a
솔직히
70%
저는
chance to
그때는
win this match
형들한테
today.
아, 우리가 어떻게 이기냐 얘기했는데 속으로는
I
거의
told
한
him
8대
that you're right. We're going to lose
저희가
today.
8이라고 생각했고. 근데
But in my
형섭이
mind, I think we have an
말처럼
80% chance to win today.
아,
Very weird.
오늘 저희가
Hope he means
이기면
that.
Yeah.
계속
saying and
상위권에
thinking.
있을 것 같고 지면은 조금 2연패여서
If he wins today,
어떻게 될지
we're going to be the top
모르겠어요.
ranking in
네.
Pro League.
네. MVP의 이번 그 3라운드
But if we lose, it's going to be a hard road.
예견을 하신다면 이선종 감독이 생각하시기에는 몇 승 몇 패 정도 MVP가 할 것 같습니까? 지금 1승 2패거든요.
3승 4패 하지 않을까
그러면
생각합니다.
아쉽게
What do you
탈락이네요.
뭐 항상 뭐 저번 1라운드 때도 그랬고 2라운드 때도 그랬고 항상 아쉽게
He thinks he's going to be a 3 to 4 wins this round, and they're not going to make it into the playoffs.
하지만 뭐 이영석
Again.
That they'll go
감독님도
3 and 4 in this
이야기해
round.
주셨다시피
3
오늘
and 4 in
경기를
this
하게
round.
된다면 2승 2패가 되면서 충분히 또 포스트 시즌 노려볼 수 있는 거 아니겠습니까? 이영석 감독님.
If you guys win today, you're going to have a 2-win, 2-loss record.
것 같아요. 이영석 감독님이. 네.
결국 이 인터뷰 이후에 어떤 경기가 나오는지
네.
그 경기 결과를 통해서 감독
Choya seems kind of angry
선수들이 보여줘야죠.
after those
네.
comments, and now they're both not really saying
이선종
anything.
감독님, MVP 이영석 감독님 인터뷰 감사드리고요. 멋진 경기 오늘
Both the players,
감사합니다.
rather, both the coaches, seeming not too happy with the other coaches' statements. I like it, Moonglade.
Yeah, a bit of rivalry going on here. Two pretty evenly skilled teams as well, so very excited for this one, Valdez.
Yeah. All right, you put it there best. These guys are going to be very, very head-to-head. This is going to be a very competitive match we got going up here for the second match, at least, here for tonight. And we're about to jump, guys, into MMA versus GuMiho. If you're just joining us now, this is going to be an amazing first game.
Yeah, Vaani Research Station is the map. We did see a TVT on this one a little bit earlier tonight with Journey versus Yoda. And I think we're definitely going to see some, Marine Tank versus Mech sort of play. But MMA is a much more capable TVT player than Yoda, I believe.
Yes.
He's had a lot more success recently, and he's been riding that hype wave, man. He's been winning game to game.
Yeah.
Doing well in both Codex as well.
Exactly. He's doing really well these days, and everybody's hoping for an MMA comeback, like a big one, because this guy has just so many fans. He's got a great personality. He's a fantastic player, and it's hard not to get behind this guy.
Yeah,
to be honest.
he really is a fantastic player, and he's had a lot of success in the past. He's done a lot of traveling, won a lot of international tournaments. He won a GSL as well, and that was a TVT, mind you, against MVP. So he's kind of historically so good at this matchup. So it only makes sense that he still continues to do so well. He has such a great understanding of it.
Yeah, he really does. The one stat that sticks out there to me was the 1-4 versus GuMiho, including unofficial matches. Very interesting. Even with his great success in TVT, GuMiho also has great success in TVT. So maybe GuMiho has MMA a bit figured out. He is also 2-0 here in Pro League 2015. So
Yeah,
this guy is very evenly matched.
yeah, very evenly matched. 6-2 overall as well. So he's had a lot of success in Pro League. 4-1 against MMA. That must be pretty old school stuff. I can't remember the last time these guys played.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it could be a while ago now. But this guy, he loved his mech. He defeated Sky High as well in his last Pro League match, which says a lot. That would have been an interesting man. I think I might have even casted that one. I just completely forget right now, Valdez. He recently lost to Fantasy and Harding though in his GSL group. So losing to Fantasy, bit of a blow there.
Yeah.
Fantasy's been playing pretty good there.
Exactly. Fantasy also a great player. So it's hard when you're facing great players every single day, every single time you come out. It's hard to win every time. But regardless, guys, let's take a look at the predictions. Only one person goes for GuMiho, and it's Kanata.
Wow, how about that? Pretty interesting.
Seems like everybody else is riding the MMA hype wave.
Might as well, man. He's been playing so good in this matchup.
Like I said before, it's hard not to get behind this guy, but GuMiho, if there's any guy who's going to take down MMA in a TVT, I think it's got to be GuMiho.
Yeah, he definitely has a shot at this. A very, very good shot for MVP to take this game as well.
Let's jump into game number 1 here between MMA and GuMiho on Vaani Research Station.
Well, a little bit of a delay there.
Indeed. Down here in the south, in the blue for MVP. Up in the north for SBENU, it's MMA.
Wow. Just take it all, Valdez. Down here in the south for MVP, it's Totalitarian. It's GuMiho. And just a little bit of a fun fact for everyone out there. Legends SBENU jacket costs $500.
What? Are you serious?
That is what I've been told.
Where did you get that information being laid?
I think
you got your sources?
I think. Who told me that? Oh man, I wish I think Kenzie, but I'm not entirely sure.
It was probably Kenzie. Kenzie knows everything about everything that has to do with Korean esports for sure.
I don't want to, put him out there. I don't want to throw it in his face if he's wrong. He might get in trouble for releasing that kind of fact.
To be fair, that
wait, it was Kanata. It was Kanata.
Oh, okay.
It was Kanata told me that.
Kanata also very knowledgeable about the Korean scene. But yeah, I mean that jacket looks fantastic. So
yeah, it's kind of like a rain jacket, but slimmer and more fashionable, I guess.
A bit of a shiny one.
Yeah,
for sure.
You see, I think that's more of like I don't know if it's a Korean fashion sort of thing. Oh, GuMiho's here in the Korean casters, so it looks like we are gonna try and fix that up. Turn down that volume.
Yeah, that's a very
not a
bad
good thing.
Problem to have.
Well,
GuMiho, a very honest guy, of course, he would report that kind of thing.
Yeah. At least he got it early on. It's early enough that nothing will really be revealed at all. Not even a proxy at this point.
Yeah.
So it should be okay.
Even as the game was starting, I noticed that he was talking to the ref, so he could probably hear just the the introduction into the game. So
Wouldn't it be funny if his booth has a sound going or something?
Yeah, just only his booth. It doesn't make any sense.
It's like the Prime booth. They're trying to get him to win games.
Oh, booth,
that's
you're
so
terrible.
bad. That's so bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, that was any joke.
Yeah.
But not really. But seriously, yep. Look at this. Look at this cheerful. Let's change the topic.
I'm glad that there's not a gun on this one, like the last one we had.
A gun pointed at this little girl, man. That'd be so
the
messed
last
up.
time, for you guys who missed it in game number 1, there was a gun pointed at a kitten on one of the signs.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Let's hope we never see that gun again pointed at anything.
Yeah. I think in Cacao Chat, they do actually have a gun, like a small emoticon. Maybe that's what she was going for, but
still, even
just
then,
a bad combination of images together.
I also heard the shoes that the SBENU players wear are around $250.
Wow.
That's what Kanata said, but I think he might have been exaggerating because I bought mine for $99.
Yeah.
So I might be wrong on that one. He might be wrong in the jacket as well, but it is a nice jacket. So.
For sure. For sure. I still got to get myself a pair of SBENU shoes. Haven't gotten to that just yet.
Yeah, you got to do that, man, especially before it starts raining, because apparently if you get them wet there, the color kind of fades off them into your socks.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's what Kanata was telling me.
Kanata's got all the information on SBENU, man.
Yeah, he knows everything. He's done his research. It was very helpful, but I mean, I already bought some SBENUs. I'm like, well, I mean, the range that happens, I'll wear colored socks so it doesn't fade in, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't even know how true that is.
We're going to see a slightly faster racks here from GuMiho into straight gas, delaying his worker count slightly to get that out just a little bit faster, whereas MMA goes for the barracks into gas as well.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Just a little bit, about 5 seconds. Won't do too much.
Then again, you know, MVP very well prepared for the last match that they had against CJ. Maybe this is a very specific timing that GuMiho is going to go for.
What if he just forgot? What if MMA just forgot to make his racks? What Denvel does?
Well.
No, it sounds better if it's all on purpose. I agree.
Yeah, it's definitely on purpose.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I wonder if we're going to see mech from both players, or maybe just GuMiho. I generally think that MMA is much less likely to go for mech. He is that kind of Terran that likes to go for drops and tanks and marines.
Yeah.
But this map, it is a bit harder, as we saw in the last one. Yoda didn't really find a way in at all, and he had a bunch of trouble really doing any damage. He committed to that big drop in the bottom right in that pocket natural. It got obliterated. He got about 12 SCVs, but that's it. You know, and you're gonna need to do more damage than that, and you got to do it more consistently. But MMA is another beast. You know, he is fantastic in this match.
Look at this. GuMiho is going to get the first shot on the Reaper, and he's going for extra Reapers. I think this build is just to get out the Reaper slightly faster, get the Watchtower, get the advantage. But at the same time, MMA also going to go for a second Reaper.
Oh, yeah. He just scout that Rax too, and he's like, okay, you're going for that second Reaper as well. I see how it is. So, slight edge for GuMiho, but no losses from either player.
This is going to be very interesting. 2 Reaper versus 2 Reaper. The 2 of MMA are going to the base of GuMiho right now. And the 2 of GuMiho are edging toward MMA's base, but they haven't gone in yet.
Oh, wow.
If they go in right now, they could get so much damage, but...
Oh, they're turning around. So the big gamble from MMA, but it's paying off. It's going to be 1 Reaper in the main base for this. And let's see what he can get done.
GuMiho's just going to commit. He's going to send 1 back and try to defend this and send 2 of his own to the base of MMA to try to get his own damage. He will be able to pick off 1 of those Reapers, and the 2 of his own are back in here in the base of MMA.
Well, here comes a bit of a problem. Only 1 Reaper remains coming back to the main base from MMA as well. If he gets this around, it'd be good.
Oh, sick micro here from GuMiho.
Big opportunity for GuMiho to do some critical damage here. Still got a few more seconds before the first Hellion comes out as well.
MMA losing a bit more than he had hoped for, but as that Hellion does come out, as well as that Reaper coming back, should be okay. But at the same time, GuMiho sending in a Reaper into the main mineral line, gets another kill.
Oh, wow. He is tearing MMA apart. 9 SUVs have gone down from here.
Wow. Look at the worker counts right now. Everything is pretty even across the board except that worker count is 21 to 16.
That is a lot of damage done. Granted that GuMiho did lose all his Reapers for this, but he should have enough by the time anything comes across the map for him to defend.
It seems like MMA now he's only taking 1 gas, but he does have that tech lab going on his rags. Let's see if he switches that up with the starport after he just goes for some infantry upgrades here. Reaper's going to come in here, scout everything, and he will be cleaned up.
Not much damage done at all. Lifting that factory now, looks like he's going to be throwing it onto the reactor. And I dare say we are going to see mech from GuMiho, because it's going to be Hellion Banshee. And a reactor on the racks.
And back at MMA's base, he did put it onto that tech lab, the starport, but he's going to make a Viking first as he adds that second gas, and then maybe transition to some Banshees, or even just a Raven. Let's see. Do you see that Raven coming out of GuMiho? Just deciding to play it safe here for a bit.
Yeah. Defensive sort of style. Well, he adds that 3rd CC as well. A little bit later there, quite considerably later than MMA. So So this is a good way for MMA to kind of catch up after losing that many SCVs. They have a lot more meals for a while.
I love the way that GuMiho plays the game. By the way, he plays a lot like Lacira, like bent into his monitor. Just really going hard at that keyboard.
Yeah, that's
you can
probably
see his hands.
Horrible for your posture and spine, but
great for your Starcraft play.
Great for focus, man, at the very least. I dare say I used to do that. And also, like, I used to tense a little too much as well, which hurt your neck eventually. But I never really had RSI problems, so there you go.
That's good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, MMA's got 3 of these Hellions out, but GuMiho doesn't spot it.
Oh, what? He just didn't notice? He's not going to have a block on the ramp either.
Look at all those Marines lining up. They're all going to go down.
All going to go down, but only one Hellion's going to be doing SCV damage. I don't know if he's going to really find anything. He's going to get another scout off. He's going to see the mech.
It's a decent scout at least. You know, he gets 4 Marines, it looked like, as well in terms of damage, but he lost all his Hellions.
Yeah, no real economic damage from it, which I think is a bit of a downfall, losing that kind of presence on the map. We are seeing that the bio-tank play from MMA as the follow-up. And let's see how aggressive he can be. Let's see where he can find the damage. We didn't get to see really anything from Yoda. See what happens now. We're actually seeing a lot of Medivac production as well from GuMiho. So he's looking for a lot of Hellbats, a lot of Medivacs early on.
Similar style to the way who is that just played Yoda? Journey. The way that Journey played.
Yeah.
It's very cool style. It's great for defending drops and also putting on your own pressure. So.
I think like he's almost adding them a little bit earlier, and he's making Hellions from both factories now. He's not even bothering to invest in any sort of tanks. He just wants to be able to make so many Hellbats that he can just crush this army, maybe force the third to be lifted up.
Is he just going to go for the throat? Like, just go straight down? I mean, there's not much here.
There's not much here at all. He sees it now. He's going to be dropping on top of the tank.
A lot of the army was back in the back door of MMA, so he's going to be able to take down these tanks very quickly. Yeah. And all those SCVs at the third base. Punch it up.
Yeah, they're not moving at all. They're all going to be going down, including the mules. And from here, I don't think MMA can actually engage us at all, not without any tanks. Got 1 now, but his tank count got reset, which is going to make it harder for MMA to get on the map and even try anything against this kind of mech style.
Yeah, and what would be so smart out of GuMiho right now would just like send 1 drop into the back door, because MMA had nothing there for a second.
As you say that, Valdez, looks like he might be doing that with 4 Medivacs.
But at the same time, MMA has realized this now, and he has sent back some units, but...
Oh, that's not enough there. I mean, look what we see. We see about 6 Marines and 2 Marauders.
Yeah, and this is 8 Hellbats going to drop right away, right onto those Marines. They get burnt instantly. Some of them even going into the mineral line, doing crazy damage now.
Oh, he's focus firing a lot of them as well. 5 SCVs go down. Forcing the pull as well. Trading really nicely with the bio. They're all in the red already.
There's 2 auto turrets actually helping out a ton against those Hellbats. Look at this. At the same time, that wall is not finished. There's only 1 tank here, and all these SCVs are all alone.
Oh, wow. They're all lining up again as well, Valdez. This is horrible for MMA. 15 SCVs are going down. They all stack on 1 mineral patch. 17. Final
MMA,
number.
I think he just has to go for a counterattack right now. GuMiho has spent so much of his army on trying to do economic damage, so MMA does have the advantage right now in army.
Yeah, a counterattack is probably the one thing MMA has a chance at doing pretty efficiently at this point.
Yeah. There's only 4 tanks.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a pretty decent bioforce with his 3 tanks of his own.
Yeah, if MMA gets a good engagement right here, right now, he might be able to just win the game. GuMiho's got to have to be so careful with this composition. He's got to have units in place for it. A scan goes down. How are we going to see MMA approach this? Looks like he's going to take his time. He's worried.
Yeah, getting to work on that missile turret first, and maybe looking to come around the left side.
Oh, Seeker missile. Oh, that did so much damage.
Oh, boy.
Every tank on half HP, sitting around 60 HP.
Another scan going down, and I think MMA's rethinking this. Doesn't look like he wants to do it.
Yeah, well, now he can't. Not against 6 Medivacs full of Hellbats and 6 tanks. This is a horrible situation for MMA.
I feel like he just missed his timing, and now he's forced to go back on the back foot. He's down workers. He's down army supply. GuMiho gets further and further ahead. Saw a pretty huge supply block as well out of MMA, making 6 supply depots at the same time.
Yeah, that is not looking good at all. He is pretty rattled from this early harassment, and now we could see a big drop on the tanks again.
All those tanks, all alone, bunched up. The Hellbats coming in, but a really nice concave here from MMA. Will it be enough bio, though? That's the question.
I think it just might be. All the tanks are getting wiped out here.
On the Hellbats dropping down once again, trying to do that damage. There's some more in the medevac. He didn't drop them out, but it looks like it's just barely enough here for MMA to hold off, and he may be able to find that counterattack timing now after defeating that big mech army of GuMiho. Maybe GuMiho just getting a little bit too far ahead of himself.
Way too far ahead of himself. Too confident. Beautiful, concave from MMA to really shut down these tanks. The Hellbats were completely out of position. He sort of jumped on top of the tanks, but he didn't jump on top of the bio, which is the real purpose behind these medivacs with Hellbats. You have to shut down the bio so the tanks can sit back and do their job, but if the tanks are the ones taking all the damage...
Look at this, Mingley. There's nothing back here in the back door. Not even a missile turret. He's going to drop down the 2 Hellbats with Blue Flame onto all of those SCVs.
Oh, he picks them up again. The SCVs are coming back in as well.
Oh, he's just going to drop them down again. Look at all of that SCV damage.
He is not paying attention. He lost the whole SCV line. This is ridiculous damage, fellas. We are going to see a drop from MMA, a counter drop into the main base. But units are not far behind, so... Not
trying to go for some add-ons, but just not going to get either of those.
Doesn't find anything. So, man, the amount of SCVs MMA has lost this game has been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's out of control. And he really was not able to find that damage of his own to GuMiho's base. We talked about this a lot before. The bio player has to find damage to the mineral lines and delay that gas of the meching player, but MMA has really done none of that.
Yeah, and the scouting, the drop damage from GuMiho, this mech dropping, the Hellbats, they're just finding so much damage. I feel like it should be the other way around, right? Like, these Hellbats should not be finding the damage that they have been. Yeah. They've been wiping out SCV lines, whereas the bio player is not finding anything.
And this backdoor base is so secure. It looks like Journeys from the last game against Yoda. And there are 13 tanks with this army right now on the front doorstep of MMA's bases. MMA is looking to go for a bit of a surround here.
This could be a good idea for it. All the tanks are sieged up in time, though. He's going to be stimming in. Hellbats in place this time, at least at the back door.
Yeah, defending that backside, but the front side doing a decent amount of damage. He's going to try to drop now onto those tanks, but a lot of them remain.
Looks like everything might just get cleaned up.
All these Hellbats trying to drop now on the tanks and the bio in the back, but they will be cleaned up eventually.
Another fantastic engagement from MMA in a defensive position, but more and more units are coming across the map, and still a pretty impressive supply lead for GuMiho.
Yeah, this push is not over. Scan now going down. GuMiho trying to decide whether or not he can engage on MMA's army here. He's loaded up those Hellbats, thinking about it. I mean, he's found so much damage with these drops. I'm surprised he doesn't do more, because as we saw out of MMA, there's no turret ring. There's not much at all. Just supply depots. There's one turret in the mineral line.
Yeah, he's really.
This is Vaani Research Station. Like, can't really do that.
No, not if you're facing this many Hellbat drops. You have to have something there, a bunker or some units nearby, or a turret ring at least.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Yoda prepare fantastically for this exact kind of thing in this last game, and it was pretty much the only thing he did right, but it was really well done.
It was well done. Fourth base going to be delayed slightly by a single Hellbat drop. And the supply lead is pretty impressive for GuMiho right now. And you never want to see that when you're facing a mech player and how far ahead they are in army supply.
We're seeing more and more starports being added now from GuMiho. Maybe thinking about that Banshee switch. But for now, it's just going to be some Vikings to be added with his army to help out his medevacs and getting those drops.
Well, the investment we've seen in Marines, or lack of Marines, all tanks and Marauders has been mostly the counter for this mech army in recent times. So adding a lot of Banshees would be such a powerful addition at this point.
Looks like he really wants to take that air at the same time. He's getting a lot of Vikings out here as well as 3 Thors at a time.
He's really afraid of like a Banshee transition from MMA, it seems.
Yeah.
He's going to have enough to wipe out all the medivacs in the air very easily. And Thors are they're gonna do well at tanking for the tanks, which is something that's been a little bit of a problem when GuMiho starts to make the aggressive moves on the map. Specifically in this area, because we've just seen so many fantastic concaves from MMA.
And he's doing it again. He's trying to engage now, but this is so many tanks. I like what that MMA is doing. He's engaging, but then backing off and forcing those tanks to siege. He's buying himself a lot of time.
Yeah, but he cannot let GuMiho get around here and get a good position on these production line as well. So this is a very smart move from GuMiho, forcing the army to come this way, fight and a choke instead of surrounding. And not the best engagement from GuMiho just yet, but he's still sieging up everything.
Ooh, a lot of those tanks of MMA being blown up now, losing that battle. Losing a lot of supply with it. Looks like GuMiho's thinking about a big drop, putting up a lot of those medevacs with the Hellbats.
Yeah, if he can get a big drop into the main base. Looks like he's going to engage right here. Pretty risky move. A lot of the bio coming around from behind, actually, out of position.
Yeah, he's going to drop on a lot of those tanks on the high ground, get a huge position on some of that production, at least. A lot of those racks there are very, very vulnerable. Once again, loading up here is GuMiho.
Yeah, if he gets a couple more tanks just a little bit higher, or even on the high ground, he could start picking off any buy that comes out of these barracks.
Hellbats have a fantastic position, and the tanks to spot for them. All the Vikings taking out all the medevacs as well of MMA.
Except 2 from behind. Going to be looking to trade out some of these tanks at the very least. But is the damage being done already? He is down 90 supply right now.
Some Marauders trying to come in here and be the hero. They will clean up a lot of tanks, but not enough. GuMiho will take game number 1 here against MMA.
Their strongest player essentially being cut down in the first game. It's going to give great momentum for MVP. GuMiho just playing, as usual, fantastic mech play.
MMA, once again, just not really able to find the damage with that bio composition. And we're going to see something here from GuMiho. He's going to give the Korean caster something. It's Kanata. I don't know what that is.
I'm not entirely sure either. He won something. Maybe it was because he was the... oh, wait.
It's
like
a $10 gift certificate.
Oh,
for Chicken Maru.
Nice.
Because they sponsor MVP, so there you go.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. I also love the fact that he gave it to Kanata only because Kanata was the only person to vote for GuMiho for that game.
Wow.
The only person out of all 6 of us.
I'm going to have to remember that next time I'm doing my votes, Valdez, because I want some chicken, man.
We just got to vote on MVP every single time.
I'll sell my soul for some chicken. I don't care.
Seems like MMA is getting a bit of a talking to from one of his teammates. Missed who that was. Looks like it's Don't Worry Goo.
It's like, dude, you play Zerg. Why are you even talking right now? It's like, come on, dude, seriously. Come on, it's all right. Well, next map is going to be Jack-G versus Panic. Should be a pretty exciting one. We get to see the debut of Jack-G.
Yeah, let's see what he can do on Cactus Valley here. A very big map against the Protoss.
Yeah, that's going to be a tricky map to be playing.
Yeah.
Panic was my choice going into the predictions for this one as well. He seems to have a little bit more, well, he has a lot more experience in Pro League, that's for sure, and just did better results in recent times. We just really haven't seen much from Jack-G at all.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Here are a lot of the SBENU employees coming down to cheer for the SBENU team. Looks like some of the GG girls giving out some